Hey guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. It's Beer 30. Let's go take a walk, see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. We got another one that Nate sent in a beer mail package. This is Sanitas Brewing, and they're out of Boulder, Colorado. This is their black IPA, and it says hoppy and dark on it. The note he sent in says it's 3 to 4 weeks old, just started distribution in Denver. I don't see an ABV printed on the can here. So that's kind of information we need to know, guys. So they need to put that on the can so we'll know what the ABV is on it. But according to Beer Advocate, they say it's 6.5%. But I'd like to have confirmation of that because a lot of times they are wrong. And over to Rate Beer, they've got 6.5%. So we're going to assume it's in a 6.5%er here, guys. Commercial description on this beer: a dark India Pale Ale packed with dank resinous hops. The addition of debittered black malt creates a captivating dark color, while crystal malts add caramel-like flavors. Sanitas flagship black IPA delivers a sharp uppercut of citrusy floral hop character with a subtle roast note in the finish. IBUs on this beer are 65. Year-round availability, it says on this beer. And I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about. So we'll go over to the food pairings. The food pairings for this beer is none, because it's a black IPA that's not officially a style, but it basically goes with basically the same thing that your IPAs go with. It's going to have a little more dark roastiness in there, maybe a little chocolate or something in there. So it may go well with just about everything that your IPAs go with, and depending on how much chocolate tastes in there, I don't think it's going to go well with chocolate dishes because of the hop presence, more than likely. But we're getting ready to find out. Glassware is a pint Becker, the non tumbler, the mug, stein, the side ale, or even the oversized wine glass. I could have used a dual glass for this, but I'm going to use a pint glass for it since it is an IPA. And not recommended for extended cellaring since it is an IPA. And like I said, there is no dating on the can, so very disappointed in some of the beers that he sent because he had to put a note to tell me how fresh they were. And being mostly Colorado beers, they know better than that. I mean, they've been doing that stuff for a long time out there, and they should know how important that is. But it's not Nate's fault. Nate, I do appreciate it, sir. Let's get this one in the can, out of the can into the glass. Very dark in color, very roasty looking. Almost looks like a porter in the glass. Real rich red ruby color. I can just barely see the light coming through the center of it. So it's not cloudy or anything. So I'm pretty sure it's a filtered beer, but it's got a lot of darker malt to give it that color. And with that pour, we got about a finger head or a little less. Let's get a nose on this one. There is a nice hop presence to this. A little citrusy. But there is some richer, darker malt in there, which is giving me a little bit of cocoa in there. I'm getting some cocoa, maybe some bittersweet baker's chocolate or something like that in it. Smells very much like a black IPA. I mean, it's got a nice citrusy note to it. Maybe a hint of pine in there. So let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Nate. Thank you, sir. A lot of citrusiness in there, but not a lot of pine taste in there, or grapefruit, or anything like that for an IPA. Definitely wouldn't consider this a West Coast style. Nice bitterness on the back end. I am getting some of that chocolate notes, maybe even a little hint of coffee. And did I tell you what the IBUs were on this? 65. It does have a strong bitterness on the back end, and that may be some from the hops, and it may be some from the malts that they use. Debittered black patent usually isn't quite as bitter. I mean, I have used some black patent in some home brewing, and it does leave a bitterness to the beer. Decent citrusy floral hop profile. Not overwhelming or anything in the hop profile there. Definitely tell you you're drinking an IPA. It's leaving a very nice lacing on the glass there. I'm not getting a big hint of alcohol or anything, so it's probably a pretty well made beer. But as in the one we did yesterday, it doesn't have enough sweetness up front to match the balance it out, the bitterness on the back end to me. Definitely got a bitterness on the back end, just like the one we did yesterday did. Well, it's right out of the fridge, 40 degrees. Let's let it warm up and let her taste it. And we'll come back and do the final chug on this, and we'll let it warm up just a hair. See if it changes any. And see what we end up with, guys. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Same as yesterday's beer. Heavy on the bitterness on the back end. Not enough sweetness on the front end. No alcohol taste, so it's a well-made beer, but not balanced. Same problem that we had with yesterday's beer. And second problem is it has no date on the can. So this is printed on the can as opposed to the other ones that had a wrapper on them. But these guys, especially being out in Colorado, know how important that is to have a dating system. So whether they're dating the six-pack holder or the case or nothing at all, they're not dating the can. So if you're buying singles, you're SOL. I mean, you have no idea how old the beer is. Of course, he put in a note saying it was 3 to 4 weeks old, so I know how old it is drinking this one. But you're not going to have that information if you're buying something off the shelf, guys. So let's do the final chug. Don't get me wrong, it's a decent IPA. Decent black IPA. But not balanced enough to consider it an outstanding or a 10 beer or even an A beer as far as I'm concerned. To me, it's above average beer, but it's a B beer. If it had a date on the can, I would give it to 6. But it has no date on the can, so it gets to 5, which is a B minus. I try to be as honest as I can on these, no matter whether I buy them or they're sent to me. And all you guys that send me beers, don't take it personally, because you don't make the beer. I mean, and you cannot control the dating or what's in the can or the bottle. So I'm very appreciative to get to try some of these beers, but I just want to be as honest as I can and give you my honest opinion of what the beer is, whether I like it or don't like it, or I think it's outstanding or average, you know. So with that being said, I'm going to stick with that. I'm giving it to 5, which is a B-. So let's see what everybody else thinks. We'll go over to Beer Advocate first. Beer Advocate says 84, which is in their good range. I'd agree with that. I agree with that 100%. If I was putting a numeric rating on this, it'd be between 81 and an 84. So we're right on line with Beer Advocate on this beer. Now over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer is not kind at all on this beer. They give it a 24 overall and a 1 in the style. And that's out of 100 guys, so not impressive marks from those guys whatsoever. So I disagree with those numbers. I think it's a better beer than what those numbers reflect. But in my honest opinion, I think it's a B beer. So, and it just gets to B- because it doesn't have a date on the can somewhere. Even though I know it's only 3 to 4 weeks old, we're not going to have that information if we're buying it off the shelf. So, with that being said, if you've had this one, their Black IPA from Sanitas Brewing Company out of Boulder, Colorado. Give me some comments back on this one, guys, and take that walk and see what's in the fridge tomorrow. 2 blue openers left. If you need one, give me a shout. See you tomorrow.